I didn't always believe in Jesus. I didn't really know what to think about God. I didn't know what marriage was supposed to look like because of the examples that I had. I didn't know what relationships were supposed to look like. You see, it was right here where I grew up. And I just remember thinking, is this all there was to life? I remember sitting right here in this spot just thinking, is there a God? It was actually in these townhouses that are right behind me that I asked my mom if she believed in God, and she couldn't respond to me. She didn't know how to take that question. You see, I wasn't raised in a Christian home or even in a home that lived according to Scripture. But it was right here where there was one that stood by my side. You see, even when I didn't know how to act or how to be a man, there was one that stood by my side. I remember it was in this place. This was my first apartment, our first apartment that we moved into once we left home. I remember we left and we moved with nothing. We had our bed, a dresser, and our clothes. But we were blessed to live here. We didn't know that it was a blessing from God because, again, I didn't know what to believe. It was here where I did the majority of our partying and just creating all of our chaos. This is where we brought our oldest daughter home, and I just remember that this was just a crazy, crazy time in our life. But through it all, through me not knowing really how to be a man or how to love, even how to have hope and be encouraging, there was still the one that stood by my side. So I remember walking into this church on a Wednesday night, and I remember listening to the pastor preach, and I sat right back here in the very back row. And as he was speaking, it was everything that I had been struggling with, everything that I had been dealing with in my life. I remember it was like he was speaking right into my life. He was telling my story, and he didn't even know me. It was my very first night here. And I remember sitting back, holding back tears because he was telling me that God had a plan, and he was telling me that I wasn't alone and that there was hope, and it was like everybody else around was blurred, and it was just tunnel vision, and it was just right for me. And I remember I got mad. I remember I got mad because I was so confused. And I remember I got up and I walked out in the middle of his sermon, in the middle of his talk. I just got up, and I walked away. I remember standing up here, and throughout all the mess ups and all the shortcomings and through everything that had happened, I remember standing up here and knowing that throughout all of that, there was still the one. And that one was still with me. I remember coming up here often and really just admiring the view. Just really sitting here and being able to express my goals and my dreams. I remember coming up here and just seeing visions. This place it seemed like it just brought so much peace. It was a time to get away, a time to reflect, a time to grow. This spot in my life is very significant because even though I didn't have life figured out, there was still the one. I remember this place. I remember I got into some trouble and I had gotten kicked out of school, and it was right here at Horizon High School where they accepted me. And I remember coming in and being on probation and them telling me that I wasn't going to graduate. They said that I was going to be a year behind. But it was here when I ran into a great teaching staff that did everything in their power to give me the opportunity to graduate. And they pushed me hard. And I had so many teachers and staff here that was just for me. I came in here with a story, but it was here where I believe my life was really transformed. And it was here, looking back, when I realized that there was the one.
To see your face, to hear your voice, and know to touch you is a dream come true.
So, if you remember the townhouse, it was great. Challenging but good. And there was always the one. And at the apartments, moving out on my own and not having much but a bed, dresser, and some clothes. But there was still the one. Sitting on the top of a hill overlooking the city of Denver. And there was still the one. Thrive Church. Being there and giving my life to Christ. And there was the one. But it was right here in this room. When Ashley Lynn Gutierrez, you walked into my life. You're the one. I remember us pulling into the driveway here at Horizon High School. And I remember getting out of the car because I was late. And right in front of me was the most beautiful girl I've ever seen in my life. The one. Gets out and she's right in front of me late, just like I was. And I remember walking into this classroom, and at the time it was oceanography, now it's biology. But I remember the teacher telling me I had to sit right here in this spot, looking this way. And you went and sat in the back. You were right here. And I remember my buddy goes and sits right next to you. And I knew something was up. And so I remember I'm sitting here trying to stay focused so the teacher's not getting mad at me. And I turned back to you and I started giving you my phone number. I don't remember what it was, but it was like 20. And you're like, what? And I said, text me. And I remember you text me and I got on my phone. And you said, what's up? And I text you right back. I said, do not talk to him. And then it was after that you and I began to talk.
I stand, proclaim, true love is here to stay.
Ashley, we've been through so much. But if we really take the time to look back, as I have through this process, I realize that we're more than conquerors. Together we're unstoppable. And I want you to know that I love you. And I thank you for your selflessness I thank you for putting up with me. You also make me look better too. And I just want you to know that I appreciate everything you do for me. I appreciate the mom you are to our girls, the friend you've been to me, and I just want you to know that I love you. Happy Valentine's Day.